Hello, so today it is the second day of the Java Champion Conference 2026, and here is a recap of these 7 talks of today. So the first talk was given by Eric Deandra, who works at IBM, which has bought Red Hat, and he's a Java champion, and he was with Oleg, which is a developer advocate at Atomic Jar, and which is also a Java champion with skills in test containers. So the talk was about non-deterministic, no problem, you can test it. It means that they talk about AI testing, how to validate a chatbot even when its answers are not deterministic, same prompt but different response every time. The idea is to use another agent, LLM, to evaluate whether the first agent's output is correct, basically LLM-as-a-Judge. So here one of the slides, and you see in the yellow box, it is what is called the voodoo magic, because it is the part that is non-deterministic, and so you have to deal with that, and the way to deal with that is to use LLM as judge. And here an example of this way of doing. So you see here you have a query, then you do the chat, and then you have a validator LLM which will validate the response. So an agent checked by another agent. So let's go to the next talk by Mario Fusco, which is a Java champion and who also works at Red Hat, which is now IBM. And he's a recurrent speaker at Java Champion Conference, above all on AI topics. And the talk was about agentic AI pattern. Mario talked about agents and how to orchestrate them using AgenticScope, which is a long chain 4G feature. And routing, he also clarified the key vocabulary around agentic AI and demonstrated practical use cases like planning agents and supervisor agents. Here one of the slides which explains the vocabulary about what is a prompt, what is chat memory, what is function calling, or in other word, tool, also data knowledge sources and guardrails. So in this talk you have a very clear overview of everything related to AI. Then here you have also some code snippets. So you see here you have an agent, creative writer, another one audience editor, a last one style editor, and you have a kind of agenting service which sequence the whole, which orchestrates these different agents to output a final answer. And here another slide which explains a bit how it works. So I told you that there were several agents. So here you have an invocation with the input. The supervisor delegates it to different agents. Then it gets back to the supervisor, and when it's done, it gives a response. So keep in mind that there is several agents available to the supervisor. And with this pool of agents, you're able to do everything you need to provide an answer correctly to the user. Next talk is with Mary Gligoski, which is a Java champion based in Chicago, which is a very, I could say, dedicated to the Java community. So she talks about harnessing event-driven and multi-agent architecture for complex workflow in generative AI system. What is meant by event-driven? It is all the stuff with Kafka, Pulsar, Red Panda, etc., which means you send message in topics and you get information on output, and you manage these things in a real-time way. So Mary talked about agents, starting by defining the key vocabulary, then diving into generative AI streaming use cases. She also clarified a bunch of AI concepts like MCP, multi-agent system, agent, and A2A, which is agent to agent, I think. So agenda was this one. So demystifying Gen AI, event-driven world, distributed computing and agentic AI, RAG, event approach to agents, and a challenge of Gen AI. There was also the CAP theorem, which is related to using AI with event streaming. So consistency, availability, and partition tolerance are the three keywords for this relationship with event streaming and AI. Next talk is by Bruno Souza, which is the founder of SouJava, I think it is the biggest jug in the world. And he worked at Sun at the beginning of his career, and now he's an entrepreneur, and he's also very deeply involved in the community, and he is also a Java champion. Growing beyond senior, build influence and reputation through Java, open source and community. It is this talk. Bruno explains practical ways to build your reputation and grow beyond senior level, the 5-minute technique, contributing to open source, attending meetups, choosing a clear path. This means positioning yourself on a key audience, being a giver rather than a taker, and consistently sharing content on social media. And here is reputation formula. So you have the career reputation, which is equal some good things at the top of the formula: responsibility, expertise, purpose, uplift, take action, autonomy, and trust. And less good things which can damage your reputation, which is this thing being egocentric, thinking only about oneself, then outright lies and negativity. You can have the details of this different part of the reputation formula in the talk, and so check the talk if you want to go deeper in this topic. Then there was a talk about with Steve Paul, which is a UK-based Java champion, which is involved in the London Java community. And he talked about the art of crafting resilient API by sharing hidden pitfalls that can easily trick you when building APIs, and kept it fun with quizzes through the talk. It was a kind of collection of practical coding recipes and real-world gotchas. And here you have, for example, one of these slides with the use of seal interfaces and seal classes. So you see, you go in some advanced topics. So don't hesitate to watch his talk. Then the talk of Loyane Groner, which is one of the top influencers of the Java community worldwide. And she's also a Google developer expert, a Microsoft MVP, a Java champion, a Oracle ace. She's really the most entitled person, I think, in the Java community. And she talked about building the next generation of web apps, Angular, Java, and the AI revolution. Loyane walked through the main AI concept using a dummy SpringFly Airlines app as a concrete example. She broke down topics like chat, memory, RAG, persona, guardrails, and observability, and also testing. Here one of the slides with the RAG topic. So you see there is the resources, and then you do you call these resources, you apply on the documents with the text splitter, and then you add it to the answer. So the RAG, it is to fetch some additional information that are not available on the model. So, but please confirm what I'm saying by checking our talk, which is very instructive and easy to follow. And the conclusion was from dev to dev, AI is awesome and it's not rocket science. Embrace it and have fun. Don't fear AI, but just dig it and try to get acquainted with it. Then the last talk was with Rustam. Rustam is a Java champion and also a Google developer expert. He's from the Norwegian Java user group, and he talked about APMs, SOAP, REST, and HTTP, which was a presentation about the history of REST to HATEOAS, API versioning strategy, security, and solid documentation practices. For example, one of the slides, HATEOAS, that some people doesn't know very well. And so you see here a classical answer from a HTTP request, and here you have the links, which is the HATEOAS hypermedia as an engine of application state. And here's the advertisement for my book. I put it, even if it is not related directly to the Java Champion Conference, because I think you will find interesting things, because it is a senior level book about the Java developer roadmap. You will find things about reactive programming, AI, blockchain, and other advanced stuff, which are, I think, in the same scope of things that a person that watched the Java Champion Conference could find interesting in this book. Thank you very much, and maybe see you in another video. Bye.